Welcome back, welcome back. You are still tuned in to the segment called Taught the Ting with Kim here on Funtastic Fridays. So if it is that you're just joining us, we're talking about the education sector. We're talking about ways to improve it, right? And we're getting the perspective from a teacher. So who better to get the advice from, to get the wisdom from, than someone who is actually encountering it on a day-to-day basis and not necessarily in a room somewhere just writing down tips.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You know the roads other than the driver.
Exactly. If you need to know the way to go somewhere, not necessarily just ask somebody, I mean, yeah, people in the area, but if you ask a taxi man or somebody on the road every day, I tell you.
You have some people that left there shopping, so you never know
understand?
on the road.
So you stop on shop and say, I'm going to find this, and them couldn't tell you.
Nah.
But
on the road.
But if you ask the people who want to know the road, I tell you they'll be able to guide you, right?
Yeah.
Or some road will not make yet.
Yeah, man, look out for the pothole on the left. Yeah.
Exactly. So we believe in going to the source, and that is what we are doing today. So Rennay has been sharing some tips on what she believes could help to improve the education sector. We are focusing mainly on early childhood education, but a lot of the tips so far actually spreads or spans across all levels of education, right? From even before the education process starts, as in formal school, we're talking about the homes as well. We spoke about that too. So she does have some more tips, with her recommendations. So we're going to get back into that.
Okay. All right. So one day I said to a child, "You're beautiful." She said, "My hair is short."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. And that was her response as to why she's not beautiful.
A lot of our children, they think they are not worthy. A lot of confidence issues. So if we can have a lot more mentorship from reputable people, you understand, to let them know that because even when I was in China, they were saying to me, "Oh, we know that black people were slaves." That's the first thing they taught them.
Oh.
They were never taught that we were kings and queens.
Yeah.
So we need to inject that into our children, that you're king, you're queen, love yourself. So when we can build confidence, without confidence you are twice defeated in this race of life. So if we can build the confidence of our children, they can go a far way.
But you see, I want to touch on that because a lot of that lack of confidence is coming from the lack of confidence within the parents. And a lot of them don't know the best, because I've literally been in a university class, right? And one of the girls said every dark guy she brought home, her mother and grandmother, bear in mind this is 2024, would kick up a storm.
I was just gonna tell Kim I read that book when I was in high school.
Exactly, it's happening. That's why I said this is 2024 now. And she said it was just always a difficult thing because she would genuinely like the person, and her basically her grandmother would say, "You're not good for nothing." But bear in mind, her parents are black too.
Right. Yeah, cause everybody look
so
at
you're seeing
status upgrade.
Exactly.
Yes. They see that as the only way to get it done.
So how do we basically create that environment of empowerment for the kids when we ourselves are mentally enslaved?
We need to emancipate ourselves, right?
Exactly.
You realize as well, most of our students they struggle with things such as public speaking, even presenting in front of the class.
Yes.
They don't have no problem chatting to them friend and shouting 50,000 miles an hour, but once it comes to being in a scene where you're presenting to the class, there are a lot of self-esteem issues, and then we go out like that because them bad and because they take chat from nobody. But really and truly, some of them would want to do it, but their self-esteem is somewhat broken,
and
they're lost in some hurt from
and
someone.
a lot of that same tough and that toughness and stuff sometimes is just a protection, a cover, so you don't see the vulnerability of probably not being able to read, not feeling confident in myself, or every day when my parents cuss me, them tell me say you're black and ugly, like I deal with that every day. I come to school and then one picnic come tell me say, "Boy, you're black and ugly." Of course I'm gonna act out, because at this point you are now touching on a soft point that I'm already encountering every day.
That kind of trauma. You see what going back to trauma.
And I remember a situation where we had a group of children and we were asking who wanted to probably participate or do some reading or something like that, and one person said, "Okay, I would read," and then somebody from the crowd others, "No, don't pick she can't read good."
Jesus.
Some of them willing, but it's like the crowd that they're in, or the circle that they're in. Then no one them to prosper.
Yeah.
Well, I teach children who can't read. That's what one of the things that I did was to get sponsors to improve the decor of the room. So it's a fully air-conditioned room, and them can comfortable and all these things. And we have such a large diaspora. Why is it that we can't have infant schools, especially the foundation of the nation? Why is it that we can't have the infant schools fully air-conditioned, having a smart board? Why we can't have that?
Well, you see right about now. Well,
coming over here, try to find the answer.
No, it can be done, you know. It
can be done.
450,000
right now.
dollars can
fix
up some things.
Yeah.
Nowadays, right now, they want $1 million for you build a little one room. So it's very tricky. But as I say, when we do get these resources and this funding, where does the money go? That is the thing. Because we can't get the funding, you know. But it's where the money
is it used on what it should be used on?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Well, I saw that you touched on something, and I wanted a bit of a comparison. So you said when you're in China, right? And I know that you encountered the education system there as well. What would you say were like the vast differences between the Jamaican system and the Chinese education system?
The children are more dedicated. And they take it seriously.
Why? Why you think so? Why? What?
The parents. The parents.
Yeah.
I can tell you, the parents are there. It's like the parents do almost everything for them.
Yeah.
And the parents are involved. I remember a child said something bad. You know, he didn't know that it was something bad, but and the parents came.
Yeah.
And they brought fruits. They brought so many things just to say sorry.
Yeah.
And the parents are so involved in the children's life. It's just different from out here, believe me. Parental involvement is...
I think that makes a difference out here as well. Certain kids, based on how you might be able to see them, you can see there's a difference in the attention given.
With the parents who are involved. You see a major difference.
And it goes across even, how you call it now, financial class as well, because they have rich people who now get to them time of day, and it shows.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just like how you would have probably somebody from the lower financial class not giving their child the time of day, and it shows as well.
And
so, no matter the money.
And you know, one of the things I want to touch on when we're talking about the home as well is it's actually a status I saw on WhatsApp last night, and it was this gentleman that was saying, you know, he has a child, he shares a child with somebody else, they're not together anymore. And I want to mention this because I think most people feel like when you have that co-parenting, it makes things more difficult. There still can be unity there. You know, in his story that he shared, he said, boy, at the start of the last school year, he saw his son's grades and they weren't so great. And he reached out to the mother and said, hey, you know, him grades not too great. And she said, yeah, she realized too. And them say, you know, she said, so what we're going to do about it? And he said, all right, guess what? I'm going to focus on mathematics. That's my strength. And you focus on everything else. Ladies don't focus on how it was distributed, coming no on the stay, right? But he said, let me focus on maths and you focus on the other topics then, because you have the patience for the language and the social studies. But the mother agreed, because once again, we know with strengths, right? So she agreed. And they both individually put in their work. We're not going to say they were all in the same room at the same time, but whenever they had the chat, they made sure to put in that work. And he shared that story to show that his son was getting an award for the top math student and he was failing maths at the end of the last school year. So what he was saying is that you have to be able to put the time in, put the effort in, because he sat down and he said, listen, I did drill him. I did, like, not going to say
in the work.
Exactly, not going to say I'm pressure him and rough him up or nothing, but he put in the work. You had to dedicate these 2 hours every day. You had to dedicate this. And he was checking up with them.
You have different styles and approach that works with the child. You
exactly.
When things say them a chant and shout and fling book after
Ting said that is going to make them learn.
2 ones. on.
And them said no how it works, you know, so them can't explain it no other way other than what they're reading from the book.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to explain it in another way. If you have 2 bags over here, so you put 2 more bags, you have to find other ways.
Other ways, yeah, practical ways.
Yeah,
that
sometimes you have to be creative. So you find that a child who, as you say, might not have been performing in the area, and I saw them don't, and I saw them no maths.
Yeah.
It's just probably they're not learning in
they
a way.
They weren't applying themselves, and they weren't learning. So yeah, the parents do have to take the time, and the mother did her part because he got awards in other subjects too, that he wasn't doing so well. So I just wanted to share that as parents. A lot of it has to do with you. You can't say the pitney does slow, or the pitney does not take them book, or you tell them for go read in the corner and you don't supervise. You're not there reading too. You're not there understanding the history, what them I read, so you and them can revise. So who did discover this? Who did discover? You know, you have to know it too.
Ask questions.
Ask questions.
Why did this happen? Why
exactly.
did, you know?
Right? So
ask follow-up questions.
Parents, if you're finding it hard to get through to the child, now, but I say all is lost. Yes,
there's
it might. No, not only counselor, but there might be others that can assist. You have extra lessons. You have private teachers that can help. You don't know the local French or the local Spanish or the local work yourself, so you're hard to teach them. You can get these resources. Might cost a little more, but trust me,
it's an investment.
Contact the teacher. Miss, are you available for extra lessons at the class? How much it costs?
Yes.
You know, so the 1 hour you try beat it in the pitney head. You are sweat the child, I sweat, and nobody now learn. Right? So save yourself that. No, it's true. Some of them things are because we are spend hours looking at the book and you have a child, I sweat over the book and I drop and sleep.
I get it.
I drop and sleeping on the book. That's how it works. But it doesn't work like that.
That's true.
So seek help if you realize you do need help. Seek it.
Definitely. One of the things I also looked at in comparison to China, in the mornings they would do jogging. And they would say, I don't remember what the chant was, but I am brave, I am strong, this is what they would say every morning.
So you have some affirmations
every morning. And even in our devotions that some persons are trying to cut out, what we could do is to have like devotions and personal development. So within the devotion, you know, you could probably ask some civics questions. In the devotion you can utilize some, you know, popular quotes and stuff like that, and ask them to come and state a quote that they probably would have heard somewhere and mean something to them. So get them involved, you know.
And you know, that's actually, I love that tip. You know why? Because I remember the school that I went to, they had this thing. They're now called Dunrobin Christian Academy, but back then it was Dunrobin Prep. And every Friday they would give us a Bible verse, and we had to recite, to know it by heart by the next Friday, right? And we had to say it as a class. And I can tell you, up to this day, a lot of those verses I have not forgotten. Like they assigned us a verse every Friday, and you had to go with, you know, your parents, and you have a and then come as a class, and I'm gonna look for everybody to see who move or mumble.
Why you think back in the days we could have pick on any child in school for ask them the Jamaican pledge, the Jamaican anthem, the all of these things, because we get them every day. We get them every week. You know? So we could have seen them from Riverside. We know them.
As a child, they don't even know.
Nowadays, they don't even know the anthem.
Them say, what is a pledge? What is a pledge?
There's a popular artist that we put add on this notice board, and we asked, do you know this artist? No. And I'm like, Jesus, what is happening?
No, never know. As I said, because as I said, we used to reinforce these things.
Yeah, the reinforcement.
We get so comfortable, we just load them up, and with a show now, it's showing.
It is showing. But yes, I didn't want to you know, get too far from your path, so let's get back on your journey.
All right. So, have you ever heard of Jolly Phonics?
No.
Jolly Phonics
of a Becca program.
Why are you speaking
Is Jolly Phonics
here?
Like happy reading, like happy words?
Listen, man, I went to the restaurant last week and they didn't have any Jolly Phonics.
They didn't have any Jolly Phonics because you went to the wrong restaurant.
Jolly Phonics. It sounds like something, as Kimmie said, something fun, kind of reading.
Fun reading, fun words.
Yeah.
Phonetics thing.
Yeah. So it's an approach that you can use. It is multisensory. So it aids a lot with memory. So I am putting it out there that all infant schools and all primary schools need to have to have the Jolly Phonics or the Abeka program in place, because for Jolly Phonics they start with S, and there's a snake,
right,
and they make this
you're moving your hands in the same of S.
So the children are remembering the movement, and they
the sound.
Ansel my arm, you'd make this little, and they remember that, and then the tennis. So it's a good thing. A lot of our children are not reading because they do not have the foundation, and this is a very good program because it is multisensory. It involves the senses and involves
you're feeling,
you're touching, all of that, and then you'll be able to remember. And having a good foundation in terms of knowing the letter sounds, because what we teach is letter names, A, B, C, D, E, right? We do not teach A, B.
No, we don't teach that.
We do not do that. But that is the approach we need to take.
So that's what we're hearing.
Yes. Because it's A, E, O, and O. This short sounds for the vowels. A, E, O, like octopus, and O as in up. If we learn these basic things, it sets a foundation for them to learn.
Wow.
I like that.
Hold on there. What the teacher's president? What for voter right?
Listen, Ministress of Education.
But careful if people say
I said Ministress.
Careful.
You realize, but you're in the term.
Hoping on a problem.
Apparently, I think with Niger's movement, such and such will be taking place. But anyway, you said about that's Jolly Phonics.
The Jolly Phonics.
What is Abeka Farm? Where you mentioned?
The Abeka is similar to. They have a whole curriculum. It's a Christian-based curriculum, but they have a particular program for phonics as well.
Okay, so
I didn't really delve much into Abeka, but what you could do is to fuse both Abeka and
you just
and
learn
Jolly.
both so you can teach whenever it's necessary. You use whichever method.
Our children are not having the foundation because if you say, all right, what is it? If you say A, B, C, D, they are able to say this is A, but they're not able to tell the sounds. And the sounds make up any language. So we're having an issue there.
I like that.
We need to use more mnemonics, rhymes, alliteration, jokes to aid memory for slow learners. All right. Ensure that all infant departments have a literacy specialist and a music teacher, please.
All right, guys, we're going to be playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. Start with the key of B. But
music is important, you know. Of course.
I'm a musician over here, so I know
this. So we need a music teacher in every infant school, and we need a literacy specialist in every infant school.
Can you get a bit more into the importance of the music teacher, when it comes to learning? I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued?
Yeah, very intrigued. I mean, I know that they teach record at once upon a time. I've not taken it back up since.
Music helps with focus. That's one of the ways that music can help, and it aids with memory. Because some students that I had, they were not able to spell. I don't remember which word it was, but I sang the word, and they could remember.
Music will help you with almost every other subject. Timing, rhythm, tones. So all these things will come out into play once you're working with music. And then the fun part about it can be fun if the teacher makes it fun. And also, kids love music.
We sing
love music.
How can you be teaching them at music class and it boring? And these kids love music. Every week you're supposed to have them come to you with another song. You get me? So
it helps.
And that's that break from beating them with what is this word? What is that word? Come to music
Let them
class, relax, open your mind. And you're still learning.
You know how that connected with me just now? I had like light bulb moments. I was like, it's true, because a lot of the things that we've been taught when we're younger, we don't remember half of them.
Wow.
But you see
the nursery rhymes.
But you see the rhymes, this old man and the Mary had we know it up
he
to date.
Knick-knock on mine with a knick-knock.
We don't even know what knick-knock paddywhack is, but we all been singing knick-knock paddywhack. I was still not trying to figure it out.
The craziest thing about even music is that they give you the same thing and you don't even realize, because you're learning. They say you learn 3 songs when it's really 1 song. A, B, C,
Yeah.
E, F, G. That song is another about 3 other song. Twinkle, twinkle,
Yeah.
little star. And you're wondering why you're learning these things so easily.
Yeah.
Because they copy the same pattern.
And there's a connection.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So music will break the way for you guys and make it a lot easier. And it's a break from, as I said, the regular wording and reading thousand words and beating numbers into the people in head.
Especially with the attention span. That's one thing I want to mention. The nowadays attention span is not the attention span we had back then, because I'm going to be honest, even my attention span has been affected.
Right now it reach attention span.
No, yes, they said that
shorten.
a lot of us know our attention span is lower than a goldfish.
Why?
Goldfish is 9 seconds.
And
less than 8.
7 was the average one time.
Like I will literally start watch something and then my mind get distracted. I was like, what was I?
And the flipping on the screen also helps with the short attention.
I have something that catch your attention in 3 seconds. You just switch.
Yes.
You have to, for a view to count on a video, you have to watch more than 5 seconds, and it actually makes a big difference because people never reach 5.
That is true.
That
is true.
So, as I said, they are just tapping or swiping away. Not even 5. Them give you if you don't catch them in 3 seconds.
My word.
And that's something that you're seeing in the classroom.
Yes, they zone out a lot because.
And as I say, if they're gonna be on their phones and devices over the weekend, by the time they come Monday, I tell you, you better dress up like a tablet so them look for you.
Yeah, you have to be creative. You have to be more creative.
Dress up like an iPhone 14 Pro Max.
It's true. It sounds funny, but it's true.
Because they live on these devices when they're not in school. So the minute you tell them put away your phones or whatever, them shut down, you know.
What you mean? What should I do? Like we do things outside of scroll?
They don't know what to say.
If we have the resources, if we have the resources, we could be a lot more creative and do a lot more for the kids.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see. So the powers that be. Yeah, man, let's listen to the voice of the teachers, no, man.
Well,
we get this thing better.
Well, I love that you mentioned the voice of the teachers because we're going to wrap up very shortly. We're running out of time, but I just want to know if you had 3 main things to tell the government that, hey, focus on this, you'll see a major improvement in education. What are the 3 main things?
Well, definitely the phonics, instituting the Jolly Phonics and the Abeka. For the foundation, ensuring that every infant school is fully air conditioned, has a music teacher, literacy specialist, along with the regular teacher and the assistant teacher, and also in the primary schools, ensuring that we have the resources. We need to be on par with the other countries because we're adapting all kind of other stuff.
Why not adapt this?
Why we can't adapt
we need to be on par with the homes. Homes have 75-inch screen TV, Wi-Fi, all these things. So that's why them are left school got them yard.
I visited a school. I visited a prominent school, infant school, and they are going on with things because they have the smart board. Children come up there and they touch and they manipulate
and that's what they're interested in, and they will more be interested in
why can't we have this in most?
When you pull up the big back computer, forgot to turn on and wait till that boot up.
And why should we have to pay exorbitant amounts to have that access to education?
And we
have the money we can't learn.
We have people who can. We have sponsors. In the position that I'm currently in, I learned to write sponsorship letters. And there are people out there who are willing.
Sponsorship from the places too. So that's where the money go.
People are willing to help.
And there are several companies putting up things such as free Wi-Fi in this park here and this plaza here. Come to the schools now, give them some free Wi-Fi now, man. Set up the IT room now.
As it's a park, I also would love for them to have peace parks in the school. And if it is that we can have a lot more parks in the communities and the country, because if you see more flowers than garbage, it does something to the mind. Not true?
Yeah, man.
That deep.
And then it will
that deep.
It will have to start as a point where we foster cleanliness in the environment.
We have to maintain it.
Because right now, nobody now drop no garbage up at Emancipation Park.
Because
so why them drop garbage down at
the community?
I walked today
and the same people in most of the park.
Pure garbage. And I'm like, my God. Not even a container to put the garbage.
The culture has to be there. Starts there.
Well, I have to say this was a very informative conversation. I think I saw a comment there. I can't see it on my phone.
I feel like a member of the parliament.
But I have to say, it was a lot of insightful information. I am really grateful, Miss Rennay Victory, for coming to share this wisdom, share this advice.
So grateful for the opportunity.
Big up to Grand Connection on the Instagram Live. Welcome. You catch the last part, but don't worry, the full video will be on our Instagram page, and then you can also check out the video in the week on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, I feel that we're going to need a part 2 to the conversation. We're going to discuss the part 2 because we know you never done. We know we need a whole heap of work to be done. So we're going to have a part 2 to the conversation. But with a pleasure having you.
Schoolers ask them what they want to that school.
Yeah, we need to find out from the children too. What do they want?
We can work. But remember, say the show after school hours of entry. The parents are involved.
We've had
parents
kids on the show before.
We have.
Because we know the right ways to go, Kimmie. All right. I want to say big up to all the guests that passed you. Teflon. Show large up yourself. Also to that's the team for 40 Shades of Grey of Gale. So everybody, big up to Chris Gale celebrating his birthday and also giving back to the Chris Gale Foundation.
Yes, and thank you, Rennay. Guys, please be safe until we see you the next week. Have a good one.
Bless everybody.